What's up, y'all? I see some people jumping up in here. I'm actually live. I've been here the whole time waiting to see if anybody would actually comment. I guess, he's like, hey, we got to have the master of ceremony, Reek, come on and actually say something. We've been in here jumping in and out, 1 foot in and 1 foot out, but I am here. I've been here, and I'm glad that you are here, and hopefully you can comment now. Matter of fact, I got some messages about some phenomenal topics that I think should be had in a conversation. If they make it known in the chat, we may can talk about it a little bit. But other than that, hopefully y'all's night is going fine. My night is nothing spectacular. I just figured, you know what? Why don't I go live and see what type of interaction that comes about? And that I have accomplished. It hasn't really been nothing jumping, so I don't know. But if you're a regular, if you're a newbie, hey, go ahead and say something like, "What's going on, Rick? Hey, what's up?" Okay, Lisa Smith, you said a good topic is how to deal with a hater in your circle. How would you deal with a hater in your circle, infamous Lisa Smith? How would you deal with it? I know how I would deal with it. Well, if you've been tuned into my channel, you kind of know how I dealt with, someone that is within their feelings or, however you want to look at it. What it do, Tony Red? What's up with you? I'm glad you done chimed in from the east coast of the Empire State. Joe Frank, what's up? What's up? What's up? Okay, Lisa Smith, you saying you're asking in uh, general? Peace and blessings, just passing through. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with passing through. I'm glad you done checked in, and I'm glad, people that done hit the like button. Okay, wait a minute. You said you wouldn't deal with them? Well, of course, but usually it's not that easy with eliminating a hater out of your circle. It's a certain way you gotta, give them the boot or have them walk the plank or, whichever way you go about dealing with it. It just depends on, their character, your character, and, how quick you are to exterminate them from your circle. You said that's why my circle is a dot. Okay, if your circle is a dot, so you're saying you just trust you. You don't trust nobody else. You don't got nobody else that you really rock with and got your back like that, or you just saying that because it sounds good. Which is it? Which is it? If anybody else got anything else to say on this particular topic that the infamous Lisa Smith has chosen, hey, go ahead and speak your mind. You said only person I rock with is me, myself, and I. Well, didn't you say you had a little shorty? That would make your circle more bigger than just a dot, wouldn't it? It would make it like 2-dimensional or something like that, if I'm correct. And other than that, it's been a slow night. Okay, you said who I okay, you said who I know has my back is my child's father. So then it's three then. You got a pyramid going on. You said you beat me to it, Rick. Hey, I mean, it's just, that's how it happens to be sometimes. I was about to say we're real minutes in, but I really haven't been talking, so I guess those other 20 minutes beforehand don't count, because I wasn't actually speaking. Let me see. Like I said, these free. Well, I was gonna say this is a freestyle, but no, it's actually a topic. I picked it. Get your mind right. With all the things going on in the world, it's the most best phenomenal time to actually get your mind right, reevaluate everything that's been going on in your life previously, and how you will deal with them and move accordingly in the new. I don't say, people are like, oh, it's the end of the world. It's the end of the way you once knew things. Now it's something anew. How will you deal with it? You can't deal with it the old way. So what will you be incorporating new to get your mind right within this state of being that we find ourselves within all throughout the country? You know, some people are labeled essential. Some people are labeled non-essential. They're trying to get you to buy into whatever propaganda damn near live up to the minute. I won't even say up to the hour, up to the minute. You scroll through one of your social media platforms, and they're saying something. What is it? Facebook, they be having groups and things. People talking certain ways in groups. People getting attitudes because you don't believe certain things that they convey about this particular virus that they want to call it. You know, um, you see people wearing masks. You seeing people. Matter of fact, I done seen people wearing dirty drawers over their face as a mask. I mean, it's really getting out of hand. I mean, you can go get a bandana if it's really that serious. Why are you gonna go into the back of your drawer and get some old dookie stained drawers and line them across your face? I mean, come on. You got to step it up a little bit more than that. Matter of fact, go to Walmart. Matter of fact, take some of that stimulus money if you done got it and go purchase something. Matter of fact, change if you got them kind of drawers, burn them joints. Don't even darn them for anything. I mean, a lot of brothers, I'll say sisters too, because it ain't only brothers. I don't see some dookie stained drawers out of some females, and it's not a pretty sight. Go get some money, put it to the side, and go get some, update your draw game. I mean, come on. I mean, women, I know y'all like rocking the pink and some like that Victoria's Secret that they probably done purchased out of the clearance aisle of Victoria's Secret just to say that they have it. But I mean, go ahead and spend your bread on something nice for yourself. Don't embarrass yourself. Treat yourself. Let me see. You said I just got hated on Facebook. Had to cut some people off. I've been hearing a lot of people working the block button on Facebook because like I said, this whole pandemic, it's been really letting you see how people really think. It's like when you got time to do other things, go to restaurants, go to jobs, pick up some little eyeball games at a gym or something like that. When all that's cut off, you really get to see how people think. You're like, man, I really been only rocking with this person on a topical level. But once we really got deep down and dirty with it, they really showing me how, I can't even deal with their asinine opinions, Now let me see. Tony Red, you said start a healthier lifestyle, drink more. Yes, most definitely drink more water. I was having a nice conversation earlier about, they say you're supposed to drink, well, think about it like this. You're supposed to drink half your body weight, half your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh, say you happen to weigh 300 pounds, if you're up that, high, you're supposed to drink 150 ounces of water a day. And if you're 200, you're supposed to drink 100. So, incorporate that. You ain't gonna hurt yourself by doing that. Now, let me see. Joe Frankie said, well off the cuff, can't find nothing out here. People can't walk or talk that is if they're not on social media. Most definitely. I mean, I don't even, because I'm telling you, some people you just get to normally voicing your opinion on whatever it is, and they'll start getting irate and getting all mad and angry and like, why are you huffing and a puffing? I mean, it ain't that serious. I mean, you act like I done curse one of your little children's or something like that. If I say I don't agree with something, that just be that. I'm not gonna make you feel bad, but essentially that must mean they're feeling some kind of way if they're getting all huffy and puffy and things like that. And it ain't even like you're talking about a person. You're just like, no, I don't feel, this is, the information that they're putting up is, sustainable to the research that I actually do. See, a lot of people think you're just talking it out your ass. So then they think of it like, he don't know what he's talking about. But once get to dropping, oh, okay, go research here or go research there or go find it here, then it's like, wait a minute, you're kind of overwhelming me. Oh, you're kind of making me feel stupid. Now I'm about to get upset and angry. That don't help anything. If anything, that help you damn near get an invitation to getting a fucking black eye or a broken jaw or something like that. But nobody wants to take it there. So the best thing is, what was it, a Snagglepuss? Exit stage right even once it gets to go in that direction. Well, I appreciate y'all's comments. Hey, if you got anything else to say, add. Matter of fact, I could open the actual hotline number. I just have to get that established where people can actually call in, because I really wasn't planning on doing that. But, like I said, I know sometimes you're like, man, I don't want to be typing all what I feel, and I might be in traffic or something, end up, going off the road or something, trying to do that when I can just open a hotline number and, it can work just like that. So let me find what I need to find to get that cracking. Let me see. I don't like to keep dead air. It's like usually when I was doing it with Famo and Old School, I could, they'll be talking in the background. Matter of fact, I have to check on Famo, or not Famo, check on Old School. He ain't been feeling too well. Let me see. What am I looking for? Slow motion, slow motion, slow motion. Where's it at? Let me see. Okay. Okay. I'll hit your line, Cadillac. Let me get this stuff set up. I'm almost there right now. Right now. Let me see. Okay, that's on. Let me I hit your line right now. Let me see. Scroll. Let me think it is. Damn, where is it? Okay, I'm coming up to it. And well, let me where is it at? Hitting your line right now, Cadillac. And let me post the hotline number.
Yo.
What's going on, Cadillac J Just?
Yo, Rick, what's up with you? You can hear me good?
Say that again?
Can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Yeah, I'm on the Bluetooth, man. But yeah, what's up, man?
Nothing much. Just kind of, vibing off the little comment that, the infamous Lisa Smith said. So, I mean, what do you got to add to the conversation?
Man, I just did. Remember I told you I did a little Facebook, right?
You're right.
Man, as soon as people started seeing me, they started adding me, right? So I'm like, okay, I started adding a few people. And as soon as I started, like, doing my thing, just talking a little here and there, man, I started getting hated on, you know what I'm saying, by some of my old friends I ain't seen.
Right.
They just want to hate on me. I'm like, man, and it was like 2 or 3 of them at one time just coming at me, and I'm like, man, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? They was pulling up screenshots and talking reckless about me, and I'm like, I almost got mad, but I couldn't get mad because that's stuff that, like, my girlfriends do.
Right. So basically, the pandemic done brought out the bitch in them, is what you're saying.
Yeah, like, I don't even know how to, like, because I don't see these guys no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody who I see, I'm still tied to. But I don't really see these guys. So I'm like, they doing stuff that my girlfriend and my side chick do. So it's like, I guess the pandemic got people just sitting in the house just going crazy within their own mind.
Right.
But I couldn't get mad because I wanted to get mad, but I couldn't understand it. Because it's like, I can't get mad at grown men that do stuff like that women that I know do.
Right.
Like, women do that. I'd expect it from women, but grown men, I don't know. I had to vent that real quick. That's the type of hate I'm getting. Though I'm getting hated on by grown men that's acting like women.
Right. Well, you think about it like this. You get all these people that they start adding you, and then they start going through all your whole timeline of from probably last week to damn near who knows 2 or 3 years back. No matter how, depending on how long your Facebook goes. So it's like, oh, what? Oh, he's rocking a nice Cadillac. Oh, he done picked up this. Oh, he's thinking about doing this venture, this job venture and things. I ain't really doing too much of myself. Now I gotta start, nitpicking like a hoe and start, trying to, make myself look good. Nah, fuck that. Fuck them.
Yeah, for real. And then they tagged me in the post. So I didn't even respond though. You know what I'm saying? I just kept on doing what I was doing.
Right.
I didn't drag me into it. Felt like they was miserable. You know how misery loves company.
Right.
Felt like they were trying to drag me into their misery. I'm like, no, I never heard nobody doing better than me in life talking about me.
Right.
I must be doing what life. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah, that makes.
I ain't gonna let them bring me to their level. You're not gonna bring me to your level. I'm up. I'm feeling good. I'm high. I'm great.
Right. That's how you got to keep it. I mean, we as black people, well, I have to say this, we as melanated brothers, it's like getting lured into something. Like, we know we could take it there. Like, oh, you saying this? Oh, I could go into it. It's like they're trying to bait you in. But like you said, you did good. You refrain from that. You like, you know what? I can go into about your handicapped mammy or something like that, but I ain't gonna take it there. I could go into your transvestite brother or something like that, but I ain't gonna take it there. It's like you can go so many stages, but you like, you know what? I ain't gonna take my energy in that direction. I'm gonna just keep pushing and doing me. And now I know how you are, so I gotta block you. I gotta keep that negativity out of my way. Think about it like this. Well, that interview Mike Tyson did with that Canadian interviewer up in Canada. He said, "Yeah, you've been convicted as a sex offender or whatever like that." He brought that negativity to the conversation, and Tyson could have took that a whole nother way. He could have knocked dude's head off, but he's like, "No, you're being negative, and I don't need to entertain that. I'm just here to fulfill, me coming to Canada,
Yeah, that's kind of how I did it too. I'm like, nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But I could have, the stuff I would have said would have broken a family. It would have hurt, it would have hurt a lot more from what I know.
Right.
But I was like, I'm so real. I felt like I'm so real to it. I'm like, nah, I'm not even going to feed into that. Back in the day, I probably would have, but now, it's like, no, I'm doing too good. That's what happens. Roadblocks come whenever you're doing good in life.
Right.
Somebody's going to try to hurt you from that. But, I just had to vent. I had to tell somebody. I can't tell all them niggas. So I just called in real quick to vent real quick, talk about the haters, and now they cut off. Now I know how everybody feels, and it's all good.
Right. Yeah, no hurt feelings. I ain't gonna keep entertaining it. You keep doing you or keep not doing you, because that's essentially what it is. You're not doing you. I'm doing me. You're not doing you, and that's the problem with you. Shit.
That's the problem with people. When they're not doing nothing, they're gonna try to bring other people down. For real.
Right.
But yeah, that's me, man, on Facebook, Justice for Coleon. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably delete it soon, but. Yeah, I just called to tap in, man. Tap into the chat. Tell the chat I said what's up. Tell Troy hit me up. And I don't know. I just had to get that off my chest real quick. I appreciate it.
All right, most definitely. All right, Cadillac J Just. You're always welcome to call in. All right.
Appreciate it.
Peace.
Yeah.
There you go. You heard it live and direct. Cadillac J Just, voicing how, brothers go through it daily, not just him. It's been other brothers that have been hated on unfairly and things like that, but it just sharpens you. It's really trying to show you, what, are you worthy to stay on your path, or are you gonna, take this next stop and, let them detour you and things like that. Don't do it. Don't go for it. Don't go for the bait. You know, the bait is fake. And what I was gonna say, the hotline is open. If you scroll through the chat, you can see the number. You can actually call in. I'll actually take your call, and we can actually talk about, just like how Cadillac J just had. He had something on his chest. He had to voice it. You know, he can't voice it on Facebook because it's those lurkers out there that is back from your way days when they knew you as a different person and think, oh, he's still that person. I could talk about him like, whatever. Okay, Tony Red, you said whenever there's opportunity, expect opposition. Most definitely, most definitely. Can you weather the storm? That's what it really is about. You got to start looking at, they're talking about me. You got to start looking at, no, it's them. It's them. It's something they're not doing, especially if you know them. Like, okay, they got this going on, or this is not going on. They got this burden over here. This is why they, feeling some kind of way about the little bit of stuff I have. A lot of people think, oh, you're doing, super giant, but you're just, trying to keep your head above sea level. You doing the best that you can for you and yours. You ain't worried about, okay, how I'm gonna piss this person off today and things like that. It ain't about that, but a lot of people make it to be like that. With that being said, I'm glad that people are chiming in and waiting out in the wings, and I'm glad that people done hit the like button and things like that. And like I said, I'm cool with taking your calls if y'all got something. You don't have to be this particular topic. Usually we run with one topic and then we go into something else. If whatever is on your mind, like, hey, Rick, I want to talk about this. What do you think about this? Let me see. You said coincidence. Rick just saw an interview with Mike Tyson and Trina. Cool, dope. I'm gonna have to check that out. I haven't seen that. I'm gonna have to look at that. Matter of fact, I know a lot of them. Tyson got his own podcast on YouTube. I need to check some of them out. I haven't checked them out in a while. I'm gonna have to take some time. I guess all the time in the world in the shelter in place. I could check out some different platforms and see what they're doing. That'll give me some ideas to spark to, what, I might have to incorporate that. I might have to reach out to this particular person to see, so I could ask them the kind of questions I want to ask them. People ask their own kind of questions. I want to ask questions that ain't trying to incriminate no brothers and start negative controversy and drama and things like that. I don't do it like that over here at Too Cool to Con. Oh, you said it's a good podcast. I'm trying to think. It's I forgot the name of it. I just know I usually type in Tyson and then that his podcast comes back. It's missing me what it's actually called. If y'all know Tyson's podcast name, the Pacific name, you could go ahead and say that in the chat too. Let me see, make sure I didn't miss anybody's what they had to say. I guess not. Okay, Lisa Smith, you said David Banner got a good podcast too. I didn't even know David Banner had a podcast. Leron, what's going on? Yeah, I didn't know he had a podcast, but I may have to check it out, see what's up with it. You said when you truly have your own, you ain't too much worried about what somebody else is doing. Most definitely. I think what kind of, makes people angry, like say if you was tight with someone and if you build up amount of time with someone, they kind of do know how you move. So when people get to speaking on certain things, it's like, you know what? I didn't speak to them and them over there about this. So when you're saying something, it's like you're divulging information that shouldn't be divulged. So that's where people start, okay, you speaking like this, I could take it there. Now, are you going to be able to deal with the repercussions with you running your mouth this way ragged? Are you going to be able to deal with it when I get to running my mouth like that too? But that all comes into, I'm stooping to their level. But to me, when you're putting other people in it that don't have nothing to do with it, that's when it turns into something else that can, get it all way bent out of shape and the situation gets real ugly. Okay, hot boxing with Mike Tyson, most definitely. That's what it is. No, it was escaping me. I know they be blowing trees up on a podcast when they be doing it, but I forgot the name. But now I'm glad that you know, reminded me. Hotline is open. Just scroll through the chat. I will pick up your call. You know, it says Too Cool to Con. The hotline is open. I don't say the name because it's like after these podcasts are over with, I delete the number because then I'll get people calling at 3:30 in the afternoon. Like, hey, what's going on, Rick? I'm like, well, the show is not on right now, so the hotline is, you know, for an actual live show, which you are tuned into right now is actually live. And hopefully people that are catching the replay, you know, you have something to add in the comment section. But right now in the live chat, you can chat and say whatever you want to say. You can actually call, you know, and that be that. Like I said, I know the first, I say 20 minutes, I wasn't saying anything. It was just me and the infamous Lisa Smith just kind of having a little small dialogue back and forth. And then I figured you like, you know what? Is enough people starting to line up and come up in here. Let me go ahead and make myself known within the actual turning on the mic and, you know, saying something. So I'm glad that y'all kind of stuck around for that little 20-minute period until I, you know, figured, hey, let me come on and say something. Other than that, I know in our state, let me see, state of Minnesota. Well, I'll say this: the state next door, I want to say Wisconsin, their shelter in place is until May 26th. I want to say Minnesota is May 13th. Uh, Wherever you guys are at around, you know, in what states are your governors or whatever saying that the shelter in place is in? Is do you got till June? I heard someone say June. If I'm correct, was that you, Tony Red? Because I know you up out in New York. It might be a little longer because Comos ain't playing. You're like, oh, I'm battling it out with Trump and all this kind of stuff, and we're building all these hospitals and things like that. So, you know, it's a little bit different on the Empire State. Minnesota's right in the Midwest, so they want to be like everybody else. Oh, we're doing this too. We got this going on too. And then I want to say, what is it, Georgia? They said they're gonna be reopening barber shops, beauty salons, and then I want to say they said it's a conflict between the governor and a conflict between the mayor saying if people should resume going out or not going out. I'm like, man, like I said, it's up to the minute propaganda every day, every moment. You said, what is the biggest difference between St. Paul and Minneapolis? Who got the best women? Uh, it's like one city's right across from the other. I mean, St. Paul is the capital, but Minneapolis to me is laid out better than the capital. And I say it like this, like if you go to downtown St. Paul, their downtown is like a ghost town even when it's business hours. So when business hours are over with, it's like dead. It's like nothing going on down there at all. It'll seem like you're going through a I Am Legend movie with Will Smith. It's dead. It ain't nothing going on. But when you sprawl out throughout the city, they got a little different areas where it's cool and things like that. You know, usually when it's nice, when there's no pandemic going on, I like to ride out in St. Paul, and because you know they got a lot of land that stretches out where you can ride for a long time. I mean, Minneapolis does too, but it's a lot of, you know, it's like riding through a lot of the inner city and all the buildings is all close up on you versus, you know, everything is more stretched out where you can just kind of ride, you know. As far as, you know, better women, I mean, I could say back in the 2000s and 90s, you can maybe make that comparison, but now with social media, it doesn't matter what city you're in. you know, everybody's on some type of social media platform, and everybody's stuck in a type of, you know, a tunnel vision, shall I say. You know, they don't want too much opportunity to, you know, speak to someone. It's like you may be bothering them. You trying to say something. You know that's one change I done seen within you know, as these decades been, you know, coming about. What's going on, Choice? Nothing much, nothing much. Okay, you said I heard Juneteenth, but okay, you heard Juneteenth, but it could be wrong. Okay, Juneteenth for New York. Yeah, that man, that's creeping up. You might as well say that's creeping into the summertime. And you figure everybody follows suit after these big cities. So okay, you say June 10th, and maybe June 10th. Everybody else gonna be like, well, you know what? I think we need to do that too. I think we need to extend it. I think we need to pull back. Watch. It's like they do follow the leader. You know, all the small people is following all the big cities and things like that. You say, oh, you said copy, dig that. That's what's up. Yeah, it's like you could be in Milwaukee, St. Louis, somewhere off in Detroit. I mean, because you're in different regions, yeah. I mean, you're gonna shoot your shot and say what you say, but like I said, a lot of these social medias, depending on from, like I said, coming from the era of throughout the '90s and the 2000s, you know, I just see the field as being different, and it doesn't matter too much, you know, what you may have to say and all that, and or what you're riding or what you have on. Is just, you know, people lead with a different type of mindset now. And if you could break past all that, then you all good. You know, a lot of people, you know, sometimes be seeming like they have a bug up their rear end, so you know they act like they can't talk and things like that. But you know, it's to be expected. You know, there's been a lot of people that probably done approached them foul and done did other things, so then they put it on the next person that's, you know, genuinely trying to shoot their shots. Oh, you said right. Maybe I asked, pondering on how it was. Okay. Yeah. But with that being said, you got anything to add, Choice? Anybody else? I mean, I enjoy what you adding too, Tony Red. That's giving me, you know, to keep the conversation going, you know. And like I said, I know people that got different work hours now, you know, the people that they label as essential that do actually have to punch a clock or are still on the clock right now, you know. I guess, you know, if you're going across country, if you're a trucker, you know, you could just sit back and like, you know what, I'm listening to y'all, you know, or I won't say y'all because it's only me, but you know, I'm listening to, you know, the different interactions with the comments, and you know, me kind of elaborating on what people have to say. That's why I say, if you're in the chat, say something so then I can elaborate on it. Then we can maybe get a caller in or whatever, because I don't got nobody else really to bounce off. Like if I had old school with me or Famo with me, then I could, you know, bounce off whatever y'all's putting out there, or, you know, something may spark to my mind, like, oh, you know what, this made me think this, you know, and start going from there. But yeah, like I said earlier, I appreciate you, Joe Frank, and Tony Red saying you know, prayers for old school, because I got a call. Matter of fact, this past Saturday I was detailing one of my cars, and you know how when you get a call and you hear someone seeming like, you know, they're kind of upset on the phone, and I'm like, hello, and you know they're not answering, and you know he's like, yeah, you know, I'm not doing too good, cuz he's like, I'm in the hospital and things. I'm like, oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. But what's so bad, he's in the hospital with this whole COVID thing, at least around here, you can't even go visit nobody in the hospital. So it's just like, oh, they're in the hospital, at least I could reach out and make a phone call, because they ain't letting you go visit anybody that's up in there. So That's why I say I gotta, check on him and see what's really going on with him because he didn't sound too good when I spoke with him. Okay, you said you see a lot of celebrities on social media wanting to interact with people. It seems like everybody is bored. Most definitely. I mean, I always have, found ways of interacting with, different celebrity types on social media, but that was even before this pandemic. That's how I get a lot of guests that come on because I have a different social media platform other than the one that we're speaking on, and it has significant numbers, and it's not it's not really geared like how this platform is geared, but it's able to reach out to certain people and make certain things happen when need be. But yeah, yeah, it's like what was it? The Saturday before last, old school had I was chilling in my yard, soaking up sun rays, and he rolled down on me. But he couldn't even get out his vehicle, and I'm like, man, that's not like him. Usually get out and say stuff, but he was dealing with so much pain where he couldn't even do that. So when he called and said he was in the hospital, I'm like, man, this must be serious. But as soon as I get some new intel on how he's doing, I will most definitely divulge it to everyone that has tuned in and actually listen to old school. And I'll say, oh, because it's actually on this platform is two old schools. If you watch the mini film I did, America Was Never Great, it's two old schools. The one old school is the one with the beard that I'm talking about. The one that's clean shaven, that's my uncle. He's old school too, but he's doing all right. He said, thanks for having us tonight, Rick. Peace and blessings. Hey, I appreciate you. If nobody has anything else to add, I will actually end this live stream, even though technically it hasn't been that long, for the first 20 minutes, I wasn't saying anything besides chatting within the chat room with the infamous Lisa Smith. And I am still working on getting the other female that has been on this platform before on here. Is just, times that she said that she was ready to do something. She's in a different time zone. I'm thinking, okay, she on Cali time when really she's on Eastern time when basically the time that we were supposed to arrange, it done went by. So we just gotta lock heads and, lock, on the right times to make it happen. And you will be hearing from her. Other than that, I don't know. It's been a good, they don't have to be too major, I'm debating if, no, I ain't gonna say that. The regular things that I drop usually, the Lions Den, it'll either be, I want to say either Friday, but I'm maybe probably shooting for Saturday. So a new Lions Den will be up. It'll be up on one of those days. It just depends on, if, what day I get down to editing and doing the artwork and things like that. But it will be a new Lions Den coming up. And I hope that you are able to join it. And with that being said, I appreciate y'all for, coming in, hitting the like button. Matter of fact, if you want to become a Patreon subscriber or supporter, not so much a subscriber, a supporter, it is Too Cool to Con. You know how I spell it, TOOCOOL2KHAN. You can go over to the Patreon and do what it do over there. I'll be posting content that you won't get on, Too Cool to Con on this platform, but you'll be able to see it over there. So you get a little more advanced content. I was actually thinking about starting something even more advanced over there, but that will be for people that are actually supporters, since, this platform, they try to, mess with the numbers and won't be no numbers play. You'll get direct content that you don't get over here. And with that being said, I'm up out of here. I appreciate y'all. Hey, y'all can go back to your regularly scheduled programming. I'm up.